Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Park MC Q&A. And before we start, I want you guys to go check out Curdy's video. He talked a little bit about where the park is headed and what's been happening with the park in these past few months. So yeah, go check that out in the description. All right, so Curdy's going to answer the first question from you guys. So go ahead, Kurt.
All right, first question we got from Crankarev, and he says, are you ever going to fix your Ranger that you call an anti-cheat? And I just want to say that we've worked really hard on this anti-cheat, and it does work. You guys should see all the bans that we have. I think you guys might be able to check it out on theparkmc.com/bans. We do get a lot of bans from this anti-cheat, and if you watch X Turtle's video on the park, you can see it in action. But no, I mean, if you look at other servers like Mineplex and Hypixel, you got tons of b-hoppers and you got tons of hackers on there too. It's a really difficult thing to perfect an anti-cheat, but we are working on it every single day, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. So there we go, Crankarev.
Yep. Okay. So our next question is from Call Me Peaceless, and he asks, can you fix the KB? That's his first question. And my response to that is we are working very hard on fixing the KB. We're not ignoring the community here. We're really trying to fix the KB, and we'll hopefully be fixing that within the next month. That's the plan, at least. Do you have anything to add to that, Kurt?
No, yeah, it's definitely been an issue that has, that's affected the whole entire player base for a decent amount of time, and I just can't wait until it's fixed, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it honestly annoys us just as much as it does you guys. Like, KB is such a complicated thing in Minecraft to like edit and to perfect, and there's no formula to it. It's not like you could snap your fingers and bam, there's great KB. It's like, I wish it was that easy, but it's not. So his next question is, fix the glitch on Alaskan Village and other maps, and add more maps too. And the glitch he's referring to is the cobblestone on Alaskan Village, where you can't pick up the cobblestone that you break. And yeah, we'll be fixing all those UHC games bugs as soon as possible.
I don't think he means just the cobblestone. It's all,
Oh, really?
It's all the blocks. So if you make a crafting table and you know.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, it's all the blocks in general. But yeah, that is going to be one of many things that we are going to be fixing and patching up with UHC games. So don't worry about that.
Yep. And then he says, great server with great game modes. And then thank you for that. All right, go on to the next question, Kurt.
All right, next question we have from Time Dio is Ultra UHC games going to be up for much longer since nobody plays it? And yes, we are going to keep Ultra UHC games, and we're going to see how it does. We're going to tweak how it works and how the lobbies fill and everything, because I feel like right now it needs 70 players to start. So you'll get about 40 people that join when it broadcasts it to the whole entire server that an Ultra UHC games is starting, and people will just sit around and it won't hit 70 and it won't start. So now people are just used to not joining at all. So we're definitely going to try to kickstart Ultra UHC games again, because it is a super fun game and I feel like it's really hectic with like 100 people. So that is going to be something we're going to keep for sure.
All right, so our next question is from Rogue Pancake, and he says, are you considering updating Shot'em so that the characters move to make it more difficult and fun? Honestly, I think that we're going to be removing Shot'em. I don't really think that the player base plays it enough, and that it really has a place on the server anymore, but we'll find an alternative for that.
Next question we got is from The Bop Pops, and he says, did you guys think of the idea of UHC games by yourselves, or did you guys get inspired from UHC SG on ProMC Games? And I'll go ahead and answer that one. Me and Parker, aka X Hockey, before Ginger was an owner, we wanted to add really fun, cool games to the park, and we wanted to add survival games, but we wanted to make it unique, and we wanted to make like a survival games that no other server had. So we ended up creating this whole entire concept for survival games, and Parker and I were like, why not add a UHC version as well? That would be pretty cool. So in the development, we ended up just scrapping the regular version, and we stuck with the UHC version, and That's UHC Games. We did not know that UHC Games was a thing on ProMC Games. It was just supposed to be a variation of our survival games concept we are creating. So, yeah.
So the next question we have is from Adam UHC, and he says, will there be any type of new ranks? We haven't put too much thought into this, but I think as we expand and as we get more game modes and more cosmetics and more stuff like that, we're gonna have more ranks that have more stuff for you guys. So yeah. So we will be having new ranks in the future. Will we ever host UHC? So, we're aiming to be more of a big mini game network if possible. So we want to automate UHC because that's sort of the easiest, most convenient, and honestly, it's still really fun in that regard. So yeah, if we were to do it, we would do an automated UHC, but that's in the future.
And just to add on that, Jake, if we ever were going to do actual hosted UHCs, what we would probably do is every so often we might invite prominent members in our community or just everybody in general, and once a month or once every 2 weeks or something, just for fun, we might host a UHC just for the community so everybody can have fun and just play a game. But actual UHCs, like if you're referring to Badlion, where they have a calendar and they have, a whole entire hosting team and everything, I really don't think that's going to happen with the park. Unfortunately, we're wanting to move towards, automated games and just that kind of stuff. So sorry about that if you were really looking forward to a kind of hosted UHC. Okay. All right, so next question we have is from Massive Metroid, and he says, are you guys ever going to update the ParkMC forums? And yeah, we are going to be getting some web developers to completely redo our whole entire website, not just our forums, and we're going to be adding a lot more awesome stuff. So keep tuned for that.
Oh yeah, and art on there too.
Lots of
new
nice
art. Okay, so from @CChai, we says, are you guys going to make a normal SG mini game? Since MCSG died, there needs to be a new SG server. My personal opinions on SG dying is, I think, honestly, it's going to stay dead from now on with MCSG going down. So I don't see us in the future doing an exact SG duplicate, but we could do a variation on it if we see that fit for our player base.
Yeah, like MCSG was a super fun and great game mode. I played a lot of it, don't get me wrong. But what we want to do with the park and what our goal is with the park is to add new content, new unique content that is not on any other server. I mean, I know there's a few servers right now, not to name any names, but they've launched and they're basically MCSG in every aspect. And that's great. People that really truly miss the MCSG server can go on there and play. But for us, if we were ever going to do survival games, we would have to come up and brainstorm with ways to make it unique to the park and make it unique to where you can't get that kind of experience on any other server. Alrighty, so the next question we have is from Hivlik, and he asks, what are your developers working on right now as we speak? So to answer that, our two new developers are currently working on fixing all the major bugs and everything that's currently going on with the network. And we're completely revamping our core plugin to make things more efficient, to make things less laggy, to make it so we can handle more players without, it getting that lag. And another thing that we're adding, which don't worry about, guys, we're adding 1.8. We're removing 1.7 support, which has been a pretty controversial thing with a lot of the people we've talked about, and with us ourselves, because we've been PvPing on 1.7 for quite a long time. But we feel like that 1.8 is just where networks are going now. You have all major networks like Hypixel and Mindplex and all these other servers going to 1.8, and it seems like the only servers that are in 1.7 still are Badlion and Verenity. And guys, these servers are great and fun servers, but in the end, these servers are extremely competitive PvP servers. And yes, we are wanting to be a competitive PvP network, but we're wanting to stray away.
Yeah, so I think that having Serenity and Badline being the only servers on 1.7, I think it limits our growth on the park, and that's every server's main goal, is to grow and to keep on getting a bigger player base. So going to 1.8 will allow us to do that. I think, at least it'll allow us to do that. It'll allow us to expand, and it'll allow us to continue to grow. And also, as a side note, 1.8 is much easier to code on, so our developers will be able to work much faster on 1.8. So that's mainly why we're switching.
And then Hivlik also asks, what makes the park unique from other MC servers? And I truly think what makes the park unique from all the other servers out there is, look at the 3 owners that are a part of the park. You got me, you got Jake right here, and you got X Hockey. And we are all people that love this game. We are like you. We play UHC games. We play on other PvP networks. We don't just own servers. We're not just server owners. We are players. And I think that that's awesome to have a server that has people like that, because we know what content you guys are going to like. Because if we play it and we don't like it, we're not going to put it up. But if we like it, then we know the community is going to love it, because we have been in this community and we have been playing the same things that this community has been playing for years. And that's why I think that we're unique from all the other MC servers out there.
So our next question is from Interfection YT. He says, can you give Prime more stuff to do? It's getting pretty old. So as far as the ranks go, they'll be getting more perks for every rank as we add more game modes and as we add more content to the server. So yeah, you will be getting more stuff on Prime and Premium and Limited and all of it, and potentially adding another rank later on.
All right, next question we have is from Astonish Lemeo, and he says, if Badline ever offered to merge, would you do it? Why or why not? And I think this is something that has come up with me and the other owners, and no, it is not something we would do, because Badlion is it's just we want to come up with cool concepts and cool games that we think you guys would enjoy. And I feel like Badline's purpose and Badline's place is to be the main competitive PvP network. Yes, again, we are wanting to be competitive. We are going to have leaderboards and we are going to strive for that, but it's going to be more for fun and more for enjoyment rather than more for just the whole entire competitive aspect. And also, that would kind of hinder the fact that Jake, I, and Parker won't be able to come up with these concepts, which we absolutely love doing. We love coming up with these ideas and concepts and imagining you guys playing on them. So, no, we would not ever consider merging with Badline, unfortunately, if you were hoping we were going to.
Next question is, are you the best ginger? Also, are you a true Pablo? The answer is yes.
Why? You're the truest Pablo out there, Jake, not gonna lie. Okay. Time Dio asks, any plans to remove the Christmas lobby? Yes, we do have our staff, which are editing a spring lobby for everybody, as well as a spring hub. But once we push out this new update, we're planning on getting a revamped version of our current lobby and hub and a bunch of other builds as well. So yes, the Christmas lobby and the Christmas hub and all that is going to be gone, and we will have a different Christmas lobby and a different Christmas hub this Christmas 2017. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so Pine Talks _ asks, what do you think is the essential things you need to start a successful network? And I'm just going to be answering this like I'm talking to you, like you want to start your own network. I went into the park not knowing a thing. It's been many years since I've been a part of this project, and you need to find a great development team. You need to have some startup cash, or you need to have one of the developers actually be running the network with you. Without good developers that can create content that can be played by tons of traffic, you aren't going to be going anywhere. You also need great systems administration, somebody in your back end that is making sure everything's running smoothly, making sure nothing's getting DDoSed. I mean, if you have great ideas, great systems administration, great development, and you have some startup cash to buy servers and buy all the art and the website necessary, I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to grow and start a great network.
Next question is, will Misfit ever be added to Shotum? Well, as I said before, I think we're going to be removing Shotum, so no one else will be added, obviously. Okay, and the next question is, who's the Park MC's daddy?
Dita. Dita is definitely all of our daddy.
Yeah, Dita, I love you.
Love you. Next question is from Tokyo Pape, and he says, what is open South American server? Please. I'm guessing he's asking where is our South American server, and unfortunately we are not large enough to get anything like a South American server, but if we do grow quite a bit, there is the possibility of us getting something like that. So yeah. At Hawani Doge asks, when will the KB be fixed? And like we said previously in this Q&A, we are working on it right now. It will be fixed very soon, most likely in our big update push. So yeah.
Our next question is from Lucidity UHC, and they say, am I a good staff member? Of course.
Okay. At Kazir OG asks, what is the end goal for the park as a network? And the end goal, I don't think there is an end goal with the network. There's just a goal for us to, I want the park to be one of the largest PvP networks out there, PvP minigames network. And I mean, I don't know what more to say than that. I hope we'll grow as much as we're able to grow. I hope people will have as much fun as they're able to on the server. Hope everybody enjoys it. And as long as that's all going on, then I'd say we're doing pretty good.
Okay, so the next question is from Real Mosh, and they say, where do you see the Park MC in 1 year? And I guess going along with Kurt's question, we want to see ourselves being a decently large PvP minigame network where we have a good player base. We have some really fun game modes that people love to play, love to record on. Just like a good overall network. That's what I want to see us in 1 year.
For sure. The next question from at Priyaz says, are you ever going to do a ban reset? And possibly we might. It's not something we've really discussed. So yeah, we might in this next big update, we might just give everybody a fresh new start. So yeah, maybe not. Looks like you guys will see.
The next question comes from Deathmaster1820. He says, I live in New Zealand and I get 300 plus ping here. Can you make separate hosts for us? Because I always die to ping. So my answer to that is similar to the one about the South American server. We are simply not a large enough network yet to be able to add separate regions for servers. I don't even personally think that we're big enough to have an EU server, but we do have an EU server. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be adding those until we get growth, like a large amount of growth on the network. So yeah, that's basically it. It could be added in the future though, if we do happen to get that growth.
All right, next question is from ACRK, and he asks, why are you all wankers, JK, but why don't you have an anti-cheat? And I want you to look right to your right over here, man. Ranger's looking at you right now.
The Park Ranger's looking at you.
The Park Ranger's looking at you, son. And better watch out,
his pistols drawn. He's ready to take you out.
What are we doing? Okay. We have the next question from the legend Dank, and he says, I, Dank God, speak on behalf of the server. Please make a solo mode. And this has also been something that has been extremely controversial to, the owners, to the players, to everybody. within the park community. I know a lot of you guys do want a solo mode. From the owner's point of view, we have seen teams and solo modes added to various different networks. Let me give you guys a few examples. You got Mineplex just pushed out a pretty big update. They have Speed UHC and they have a solo mode, and none of those are ever played. They were played for the first week. Nobody plays them anymore. Everybody still plays the regular UHC on Mineplex. Another example is Hypixel. Now, Hypixel has solo UHC and the Team of 3 UHC, and the Team of 3 is definitely way more popular. The solo does get played still, but it's not played like that much at all. So it might be a thing that we test out for like a month, and if it's popular and people like it, we'll keep it, but if not, we're going to remove it. I don't know if we're ever going to do that, but that's a possibility. So yeah, that's all about solo mode right there.
All right, so the next question comes from Nico Barcella, and he says, when will Rise no longer be in beta? Well, you're in luck, because Rise is out of beta right now. And actually, if everything goes to plan, you should be seeing Rise as the background footage right now. So yeah, join it.
Oh, yes.
I want to answer the next question as well. It's Luke Duke says, will you buy me PC parts? Actually, look out on Sunday.
Next question we got is from underscore mind your biz, and he asks, why do you have a better anti-cheat than Hypixel? And I want you guys to think. Okay, just think for a second. And you got a dog. Okay. And over here you got a ranger. Ranger's fully loaded with pistols, and he's hiding in the bushes, and ain't no dog got nothing over Ranger, especially no watchdog.
Next question is from Hyrax D, and he says, are you adding new maps like SG Adrenaline, Valleyside University, and Zone 85? Yeah, we'll definitely be adding new maps in the future. A few of them are a little bit tricky because you need exclusive consent from the map makers. So we have to go and contact the map makers, and some of them might be out of the community, etc. So yeah, it's kind of tricky sometimes to get these old maps, but hopefully we can get some new ones made as well. We have a few original maps on the server already, and then we can also get some of the old nostalgic MCSG maps if that's what you guys want.
Dita asks, when is the Dita voice pack coming out? And to that, Daddy Dita, I want to say, let's see, let me pull up my calendar. We got March 28th of 2018. So March 28th, 2018. Guys, look forward. Dita voice pack. Be hyped. And is from The Real Amazons. And they ask, are you guys planning on adding more cosmetics in the hub? And if so, will crates be something also that will be added? And we have thought a little bit about the whole entire crates system and everything. And we are wanting to do something similar to the crate system you guys know from other servers like Hypixel and Mineplex and all that. Of course, the park will make it their own, and they'll make it different and unique. But yeah, we are planning on adding a lot more cosmetics in the hub, and we are planning in the future, we don't know when, but in the future, to add a kind of crate system. So look out for that.
All right. So our next question is from Crozoid, and he says, will the Thunderwall ever be fixed? If you Ender Pearl through it, you're stuck. And we actually have a solution for this. With UHC games, we want to kind of have a smaller deathmatch arena where it TPs you to like for SG4, for instance, you just kind of have that cornucopia area, and then it would just be like cut off by walls. Like you just get teleported to a different map, so that we wouldn't have any of the Thunderwall anymore. It wouldn't cause any lag. You wouldn't die in Ender Pearls. It'd just be like a regular old wall. So yeah, that's our solution for that.
Kind of to explain that more, so you guys might be able to get a bit of a better idea, is if you guys have ever played Zone 85 on MCSG, when it sends you to the deathmatch arena, in that it's like a whole completely different build. The build is unique to Zone 85, but it's a completely different build. So you can't move anywhere outside of the build. You're concealed, so there's no need for a border. And yeah, so kind of think of that
But like duplicated in the map, like
Yeah.
just the same cornucopia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snivy __ asks, if you had to merge with another server, which one would you choose? Assuming that the owner would say yes no matter what. And Hypixel. I don't think any of us have discussed this, Jake.
No, not really.
But I really do respect a lot of the ideas Hypixel puts out. I feel like they're extremely unique. And I mean, they are the most successful Minecraft network out there, so it would make sense to merge with them if anybody. So Hypixel. There's your answer, Snivy __
All right, Antoine the Rocker says, when's next update? Well, actually, we're constantly fixing bugs and adding things, but it's not necessarily an official update. But our next update will be the 1.8, and we're going to be adding a new game mode along with that, and we'll be doing a lot of other stuff when that update happens. So that should be happening in a month or two.
All right, next question we got is from @TheBestGinger, and they ask, why is Jake not a higher rank than Curdy and X Hockey?
Yeah, huh, Kurt?
I love you, Jake. I'm sorry.
Our next question is from Asterix, and he asks, when you apply and get accepted, is there an interview stage? And yes, once you get accepted as a helper, well, not as a helper, you get your application accepted, and then you go into an interview process where you interview with some of the senior mods and potentially admins and owners if that's what happens there. It's all just depending on time. But yeah, there is an interview stage.
All right, next question we got is from Stealing Stats, and they ask, Daddy, I mean Curdy, will the park add a bounty system? And good question, son. Now, the bounty system was a really cool system inside of MCSG. I loved it. I don't know if it's something that would work on the park. I'm not saying it's something we're never going to add. We'll consider it, and if we do add something like it, we'll make it our own. What we are going to be adding that is kind of from MCSG, but we're reworking it, is the sponsoring system. So you're going to be able to sponsor somebody a tier 1 chest or a tier 2 chest. And it's going to have something random in it. So in MCSG, you chose what you wanted the person you were sponsoring to get. On here, they gotta hope they get something good from that chest.
Okay, so the next question is from Iron Wolf Chase, and he says, are you ever going to use players' ideas? Actually, we check the suggestions on the TheParkMC forums all the time. Kurt and I look through them. Kurt Parker and I all look through them. And we see which ones we like, and I'm pretty sure we've added a few throughout the days. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, you're always welcome to post on the forums and suggest something, and we'll definitely look at it. And then he asks, how are you going to gain more players on the server? Because so far it's about 150 to 200 players on, and we're just gonna continue adding more game modes, adding more content. And hopefully it grows from there.
That is all the questions, Jake.
That's all the questions, Kurt.
All right. Well, guys, the whole entire purpose of this video was we're really wanting to focus on growing this community, and we really want you guys to be involved with the growth of this network as well. We don't really want to hide anything. We want you guys to be involved with us in growing this server. So that's why we've made this video. Again, if you haven't seen the last video that I put on my channel kind of explaining what's been going on with the park for the past few months and a generalization of what we want the park to be like in the future and what our plans are, go ahead and click on that.
Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more quick questions in the comments, I will answer them to the best of my ability. If you do have any questions that aren't just hate. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was probably long. This is probably about 30 minutes long. If you did sit through the whole thing, I appreciate it. And look out for some videos on my channel on Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday one's pretty cool.
Saturday as well.
All right, peace out, guys.